All right, guys, I wanted to show you kind of an irregular movement. This is something that I call a counterweighted sissy squat, and it's not a sissy squat in the conventional aspect because I'm not going to be on my toes, but I am going to have my feet on the floor up against the base of this pull down machine very close together. And I'm going to be holding on to an overhead pull down bar with a little bit of weight for counterweight, just about 50 pounds. And essentially why I'm doing this, I have a bad lower back, my knees are shot, and I have 2 herniated discs in my neck. So for people who have issues with their lower back, who have knee problems, things like that, just by having this stretch and holding on overhead, you're taking the tension off your lower back and your knees. So it's a good movement overall. Did my workout earlier today. I was planning on coming back and going for a walk with the kids again, but the heavens have opened, so we'll see how that rolls. Otherwise, looks like it might be treadmill in it today. So I usually make it a point not to walk at night. One, simply because I want that hot Florida sun shining on me, and 2, vitamin D, baby. But today kind of got away from me, so I decided that I was not going to let a day go by without getting my walk in. So I got my training done earlier today, and the plan was to walk this afternoon, and unfortunately it stormed like crazy, and then with the storm it just kind of pushed everything a little forward. So I know this is dark, and I'm not going to turn the light on because it's gonna attract bugs. So once I get up here, there's street lights and you'll be able to see me again. But main reason I kind of came on is I just wanted to talk a little bit about just where I'm at and how things are going. So I took Sunday off because I was feeling kind of beat up, and the goal was to still do cardio. And then we had a little snafu that took my focus off of that, which I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus and talk about, but it was just one of them days. So but so far so good, aside from Sunday, everything else has been great. Getting training and cardio in every day, which I'm super happy about. Definitely feel like things are changing pretty rapidly. I noticed that my shorts are looser, shirts are starting to fit again, so that's already a good thing because it means that inches are coming off. I have not weighed myself, and I won't. I refuse to. So I'll do a month weigh-in, but I'm not gonna let the scale dictate. I'm just gonna go by feel and look and the way my clothes fit for now. So I know some of you saw the piece of last week's video where I talked about, my diet at the moment, and essentially there is none. I'm just eating 2,500 calories a day, trying to be a little bit healthier, so I'm making better decisions and just trying to keep it consistent. And that'll be through the next 2 weeks until I've been at it for a full month, and then I'll switch over to a 50-30-20 macro split of about 3,300 calories. And yeah, I'm increasing my calories because I'll be going from, some iffy foods to nothing but clean food after that. And and hopefully by then my metabolism will kind of kick back up and things will start moving. So I've always had the type of body where I have to be fed in order to lose fat. So the minute that my calories are low, I start losing muscle instead of fat. Whereas, I'll still lose fat, but I lose muscle at a higher rate than fat. And it's definitely not what we want, because the more muscle we have, the more efficient our bodies are, the more calories we burn. So that's what I need. That's why even with my last coach, I was eating about 4,500 calories a day and still losing weight. So it's just part of the process. So I'm just gonna keep it rolling and keep going in the right direction. But mindset's good, focused. I'm just excited to kind of see where the next 6 weeks go and get to the 8-week mark and see how things go. So just wanted to share that with you guys. So on this fine evening, later. Just a really cool part to my night walk. Stopped in a nice clear spot and to pick up some, not necessarily heat lightning. At first I thought it might have been just heat lightning off in the distance, but there were some rumbles of thunder following, and I think it was just part of the storm that had hit us a little bit earlier that had moved further south. Just kind of a cool thing I wanted to add in to the video. What's going on, everybody? So I wanted to just, do another little like confessional deal. I don't know what's going on, and I may end up having to go to the doctor to get this figured out. It could just be a hydration thing. I don't know, but I've been drinking a whole lot of water, taking taurine, doing, some other stuff, and I'm just cramping. Really, really bad. To the point of unbearable. I'm walking, and I'll just get a cramp in my pec, or I'll get a cramp, or like a Charlie horse style cramp, in my pec, or I'll get one in my in my rhomboid, or one of my abs, or it's just crazy, and it's coming out of nowhere. It was from one day to the next, all of a sudden, I'm just struggling, and really put an aggressive stance on hydration the last 2 days, and make sure I'm properly hydrated. I don't know. I'm frustrated because, yesterday I walked, but I did not train. And today, the plan was to do a light, pump training session and walk, obviously, again, do cardio. And then just based on how I was feeling, and I don't even know that I can do that. I'm sitting here right now, and even though it's not overwhelming, I literally have like a cramp like in the middle of my back in the lower part of my rhomboid, and it just like it like takes my breath away. Like I can't breathe. Like I got flustered the other day walking, and I got a really bad Charlie horse cramp in my chest, and I thought I was having a heart attack. And it subsided, and I stretched and breathed through it, and it was okay, and I didn't have any of the other symptoms that associated with a heart attack, like shooting pain down my arm or in my neck or cold sweat or anything crazy like that. But it was just I'm frustrated beyond all get out right now, because like I want nothing more than just to work and do what I need to do to get where I need to get, and I'm like hitting these roadblocks, and it's frustrating. And this is just, this is only really the first one, but I've never dealt with this before. I've had I've had side cramps before from working, just being out of breath and being underhydrated and whatever. But it's never been like this. Like, this is just weird. But it's not like your typical places like your calf or your side or anything like that, like you would normally get. I'm talking like in my neck or in my pec or in my ab or in my back. Like, these are the things that I'm dealing with, and it's just frustrating. Like yesterday on my walk, I stopped twice because I was just like, I felt like I couldn't breathe, but it was just like cramping, you know what I mean? And the cramping was taking my breath away, and it's just frustrating. Obviously I'm going to keep pushing through it, and hopefully, I'm hoping that it's just the hydration thing. Like, maybe there was a couple days straight that I didn't drink enough water or whatever. And so we'll kind of see how that goes, but had me worried a little bit, and I know that, things change with your body as you get older, and, different supplements you take and stuff like that. And I have been taking some supplements that are known to cause cramping, to help with fat loss and stuff like that. So and I haven't, now, like, I'm going to take a break and see if that is causing it, or, just sitting here talking to you, and like, I'm getting to a point where I'm getting out of breath, and it's just like, and it's just, I don't know, I'm frustrated. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys, and first kind of downer moment, and otherwise things are going good. I even had some people at church last night tell me, that I was looking better, looking thinner, and whatever. And I don't know whether they're just being nice or telling the truth, but definitely noticed that my pants are fitting better, shirts are fitting better. I'm wearing shirts that I wouldn't have worn a few weeks ago. So like I said, I haven't weighed myself, but I can definitely tell. I wake up in the morning and fresh out of bed with nothing in my stomach, my belly's almost flat. It's still, I still got a belly if I push it out, but in my normal rested position, my belly's almost flat. And then as soon as I drink or eat something, it pooches out a little bit, and I go from there. But that's way different than, the mountainous, gut that I had 2 weeks ago. So it's a positive thing. Just got to keep moving in the right direction. Thanks, guys. Later. Kind of a fun part to the last week. My church partnered with a group of guys called the Man Cave Society and had a men's conference Friday and Saturday. So this was kind of one of the cool aspects of the conference, with some little arm wrestling fun. So as the week comes to a close, it was kind of tough. Wasn't as good from a fitness standpoint as I was hoping it was going to be. With the issue with the cramps and stuff, it rolled over into Friday and Saturday, and I still managed to get some cardio in, but was not able to get the training in that I wanted to. Unfortunately, because of the cramping issue. I think I finally got it figured out. I think it was, you know, just kind of, I don't want to say it was my body rebelling, but it was kind of like my body fighting back against drastic change. And I think just taking a little bit of time off and catching up and getting rid of some excessive soreness and just focusing on hydration, that things are back along where they're supposed to. So today's Sunday. Tuesday will technically be the 3-week mark, 21 days. So just going to really focus on getting back to work. And I head up to Tampa on Wednesday this week for the Tampa Pro, so I should get some pretty cool footage while I'm there. And just keep on rolling. So the whole idea behind this thing is to show you guys kind of the ups and downs. You know, right now I'm soaking in the hot bath, just to just help with recovery and just help with overall soreness, and it's real. Thanks for sticking with me. Those of you that have been watching the videos, I appreciate it. And starting next week, things will start to get more technical. I'll start to show my nutrition a little more as I start to transition over into an actual diet, and I'll start doing some more training footage and things like that. So looking forward to spending a little more time doing this, and then probably invest in some real editing software so I can make these videos